and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum.
Young
Peace to
TV.
you. Hit that like.
Hey man, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man, and step your game up. If you're new to the channel, man, go on, get in here with us, man. Yeah, man, I got in touch with everybody was telling us, man, me and Chief Top Cat need to be get together and run it, man. So we got in touch with the legendary Chief Top Cat down there in Houston, man, and he gonna be coming out to kick it with us on Monday at about 8 o'clock, man. So you want to be tuned in for that. That's gonna be a legendary event right there. As you can see on the video side, yeah, man, we got in touch with the Top Cat, man. We're gonna be on Monday, man, 8 o'clock, man, Eastern time. You know what I'm saying? He coming with the platinum packages, the Big Chief clothing line. We're gonna be holding it down on Monday, man. Yeah, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, we put some stuff together, man. On the video side, we just put the Big Chief Tuscaloosa out. We just put the Alabama Nation out on the different tribes. And then we started to see, like, damn, some of the name of the tribes translated into people of the sun. Like Tuscaloosa, the Black Warrior. And then these people, like, they whitewash all these people. They whitewash all these people. They don't, and then they damn sure don't teach you about them in school. So it seemed like they were so scared of us, man, that if they saw a white cup, they painted it black. If they saw a white cup back then, in the 1800s, man, they went around painting everything white, man. Seemed like, man, even if their name said black ass, if his name meant black ass, they still painted them white. They changed them to white ass. I'm telling you, man, this is a game that's going down, man. We got a whole bunch of clips from some chiefs on the land. We're going to introduce you to some chiefs on the land. Some of y'all people already know some of the chiefs. Shout out Chief Warhorse, right? Shout out Empress Rabbit, Mama Rabbit, right? So we got some chiefs on the land. It's a whole bunch of other female chiefs, new female chiefs that I've been hearing about that's out on the land too. And I got some of y'all names on the list. I just don't got the list beside me right now. We're gonna be trying to get in touch with some of y'all female chiefs to bring you on. The first female chief we bring it on is the Empress the Indigenous, right? We're gonna be bringing her on first so she can speak up for the goddesses and see so they can get, because what I'm trying to do is reset up the tribal government, because I'm looking through all the stuff that they saying that disqualify us. They saying that we ain't practicing our tribal tradition, right? Now they got to take into accountability that hey, they robbed us of all of our shit, and pretty much at gunpoint. Either we had to get down or lay down with these guys. So how in the hell is we supposed to, when they forced all of us to be Christians or die? Or if you wasn't a Christian, you was a witch and a warlock, and they burned you at the stake. You get caught practicing our traditions. So we're dealing with a psychological backdoor, you know what I'm saying, how these guys move. And as I'm studying the tactics of the Spaniards, these black conquistadors, cats who came over, them studying the ideology, man, it seemed like they had a twisted ideology, man, on wanting our own people to help them colonize us. The Spanish, even Hernando Cortez, the DeSoto dude with Chief Big Booker T. Right, that's a nickname. That's why they stole that name. That's why you have Booker T and Tuscaloosa and all that, because they know the Tuskegee experiment and all that. We got one coming out on the Tuskegee experiment too, and we got one coming out from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, because that really means something. Because they use Montezuma's gold to set up the United States Corps. We told you that in the tape we put out on the video side called Hernando Cortez. And the military, we starting to figure out that the Marines really belong to the Spaniards, and the Navy belonged to the British. And we got something coming out on that, man. They part this place out. Yes, it's game. But we're starting to figure out that these Spaniards, they expect for us, they come to us to help them to colonize us. See, that's the game. They learned this game with Marco Polo, right? When Marco Polo went over there and then used one side to fight against the other. And we're starting to see a pattern here. They came over here, they tried to use our people down in old Mexico, turn them against each other. They come over, try to get Big Chief Booker T, Tuscaloosa, to turn, and they want him to get him some soldiers to battle his own people. The ideology of these guys. So it seemed like we helped them. You know what I'm saying? We help them. God damn it. You know? And then it seemed like to me better in the Indian Removal Act, because all this shit is an act, right? Seemed like that's when they pulled the panhandle, because there's some panhandlers. That's what they are. They panhandling off of us, off of our state. These Siberians who they moved in the 1830s, 1800s, and then subsequent all of a sudden they all get moved to Oklahoma. Then when they find out, oh shit, Oklahoma got more oil than anywhere, they say, oh yeah, we gotta rob them. We gotta rob these guys some more with the Curtis Act and other things. We gotta rob the Siberians back. We gotta rob them. They find the worst part on the land, and then listen at this. You got stupid fools out here that say, oh, you a Native American, why you ain't on the reservation? Man, at least 90% of the people on reservations are $5 Indians. Go pull them up. They whiter than white. I'm like Donald Trump. They don't look like Indians to me. They look like Europeans or Slavics, really. They look like. But the only recognized tribe in Alabama, the Porch Creek $5 Indians. And then you go ask, then you go complain to a real Creek who trying to get his birthrights back, and you say why he ain't on the reservation. When why the Federal Reserve, because it's all connected, and they just as federal as FedEx, y'all, and they damn sure don't got no reserves, right? So the federal jurisdiction is only approve the people who they know ain't rightful heirs to the land, so they can keep the whole claim to the land. Now, keep in mind, these guys are rogue trustees, dirty butlers is what I call them. They rock our crowns like they know about the mounds, but they're a whole bunch of clowns. And they dirty rogue trustees who know the wealth of our state with the Golden City and all the other 6 gold deposits. Go get that tape I got called Big Mama's Gold Stash in the Big Mama's playlist about the 7 different gold stashes of Big Mama. One of them is in Mount Rushmore, just one of them. And then they guard one of them at Raven Rock. But the other ones, 2 of them, they don't know where they at. And somebody was asking about the gold deposit in Valero, California, under the Grand Lodge of Valero, California, where they tried to move it in the whole as far as the goddamn earthquake, just like they tried to move the one in Mount Rushmore and it caused the earthquake. They can't move the gold, so what they did, they set them up as national parks, and then put, because of it's our land and they really can't take it because they really murdered off the Lakota people and tried to seize it, but they can't. They still only as trustees, so they set it up as a national park, and then put the National Guard, who is really the Army Republic. It's really our original army, the National Guards. It's the Army Republic. So, or the Army of the Republic, right? And it's another name they call it too, but it's the real original army, and they got these people guarding the shit, the natural wealth of this land. They can't sell the oil. That's why they overdoing all this other shit with other oil, and they telling you about the oil prices going up right now. It's a bunch of game. Man, Banana, we got time for you to get. We got time for people to. We gave time for people to get in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're finna roll some of these clips, man. We're finna bring some of these chiefs on, and they finna tell you what they feel about what's going on their land, man. Shout out to Alabama Chiefs, all the Chiefs. Shout out all my Bama Chiefs. Right back on the land. We about to kick. Hey, we glad you came out to kick it. Hey, man, we gonna have a legendary, the one and only legendary Top Cat on, man, down out of Houston, coming on to kick it with us, man. Real true player on Monday, man, 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. You want to tune in for that, man? Shout out Rod. Shout out Rod for hooking us up, man. Let's get into it, man.
Cantamsco Red Chief of Alabama
The
Nation.
nation of the Alabamos. I'm about to call the commissioner or the mayor and see what all they cutting trees down. Do we need any more Walmart? Do we need any more of that stuff? It's an oversupply of houses on the market. So what are they building? Why are they tearing up the trees when we can't breathe fresh air? This is right here in Tallahassee, further down the hill down there. I remember as a little boy now, here as we go down the hill, over here by Community Hospital, it was a, baseball field. Matter of fact, my cousins say our family, farm this area. So I'm asking questions now from the tribe of the Alabama. What's going on? Why do we have to cut down trees? Because somebody needs some money? You need money or you need oxygen to breathe? I don't understand it. Then where all these animals are gonna go? Then the ladies wonder why the deals run out. Why you see all these dead animals in the road? Because we clearing the goddamn habitat. Is that fucking simple? Excuse me. Y'all better wake up. Peace be. Red Chief.
Hey, man. Hey, shout out Red Chief, man. Cantu Red Chief, man. Muskogee, man. Alabama, man. Nation, man. So they down there cleaning them out, man. Cutting down all these trees. And like we say, we need 21% oxygen on the planet to breathe, and we going down below that, man. They started cutting down the trees. So that's happening in all of our on all of our land. They building more Walmarts. How many Walmarts do you need in the town? How many McDonald's do you need? We getting rid of anyway. We getting rid of all of McDonald's. We gonna bulldoze all that shit down. McDonald's, Burger King, all that shit getting bulldozed over. We don't need it. They ain't selling no Mira Moo up in there. Like my grandma said when I went to visit her in Texas right before she died, and we brought her some Jack in the Crack. Man, we brought her that Jack in the Crack, right? Because she said in the hospital, man, that was at in the hospital, she said that damn chicken that they served would taste like rubber. Say chicken must have been mad when he died. Chicken must have been mad when he died because it tastes like rubber. So my grandma said, man, she funny, man. Because my grandma raised her own chickens. And she went out there, used to wring her own chickens and pluck it. And I remember that chicken too. I remember how it tasted. And it wasn't all big as the swole church's chicken that they serving. This greasy church's chicken. It wasn't all oversized like that chicken. Oh, it was a natural size chicken. So she raised and fed her own chickens, and she had a pond in her backyard, caught her own fish, big ass pond in the backyard, had her own cows. So she said it wasn't no when I brought her that Jack in the Crack. Yeah, I'm telling you, when I brought her that Jack in the Crack, my grandma said it wasn't no moo in that burger. Ain't no moo in that burger. And my grandma and them is Kashada. It's the Kashada tribe. They the birds and the Williams down in Kashada. That's where my grandma lived at. She lived at Kashada, right? They are originally from Kashada. So yeah, we'll get to that. The real mound builders. That's on my mama's side. My mama's grandma is from Kashada. Right? The Williams and the Washingtons that was down there too. My granddad and them, that's the Washingtons, the Washita. Right? And Big Chief Tuscaloosa was a Washita, a Washington. Booker T. Washington. They stole his name and because the fake Booker T. Washington that wrote the book, he really was a decoy. He was decoying a puppet master at the time and playing president. But yeah, what I was gonna tell you, man. So yeah, we bulldozing all that shit down. That McDonald's shit, we don't need none of that. Our kids don't eat that shit anyway no more. At least our kids don't. The ones that's so woke. McDonald's, Burger King, and man. So yeah, ain't no moo in that burger, and ain't no cock-a-doodle in they damn chicken no more neither, because they growing that shit in the lab. You see? Chick-fil-A, if you line up at Chick-fil-A, you ain't eating no yard bird, yard pimp no more, man. You ain't eating no more yard pimp. You eating some man laboratory, man, cock-a-doodle-doo, man. Laboratory cock-a-doodle-doo. And you can take, hey, and if you grow, and think about this, the kids that's born now that start eating that shit, they ain't gonna know the difference between real chicken and fake. It brings me back to a scene in the Matrix where what's his name? Cypher. Like Cypher, like Cypher means like they, niggas get in a cipher and they rap a circle. Cypher means circle. So Cypher broke the circle. And he said that, hey man, it's all in the mind. They got artificial grape, artificial strawberry, artificial watermelon, artificial goddamn everything now. So you can't even, man, look, only motherfuckers born probably before the 80s know the difference. The 80s and 90, probably before 95, 93, before 93. 93 a good year. Born before 93, you might know the game. On the fake artificial, because they rolling this shit out. And they were putting shit in the Kool-Aid back then. They been out to us, man. The Empress and them, they poison their water. Yeah, they poison their water, man. The whole tribe poison their water when they won a court case against them. Seem like we do a treaty with these cats, man, and 2 days later they come back to rob us. Because it said in the small print that, hey, once you sign this in 48 hours, if you don't pay us a certain amount of loads of corn, then, we can take your shit. And that's why it tripped me out. A lot of people are behind if they going around saying, "Oh, you said that you're a Native American, you ain't on no reservation," and they just feeding into the game because like I said, 90% of the people that's on reservations are signed up on the Dawes Roll when they got over here as Europeans from the 1800 to 1903. Really, there's a whole bunch of them came over here in 1903 and really started, and they got land under the Nationalization Act, 1790. They became free white people, and they got first rights to our land. And they told us to scrap ourselves up by our bootstraps and get what they told King, right? People don't a lot of thing about something about King is that King really was an economist. He really was about the money, man. He was a hustler. King was a hustler, secretly, deep down inside. So yeah, that's really what got him picked off. Really, when he saw the play, when he saw what the play was going down and how they was backdooring us on our own land, he tried to run another play where he was gonna put us in the game economically, and boom, they put the play on him. Man, he had pulled up at the White House on him with too many people that look like this, man, at one time, man. Then he started talking Masonic, man, talking about the mountaintop and the promised land and this and that, knowing that this really is the promised land because the honey is the gold and we got a shitload of it. Don't believe me? Go pull up a nigga named Mansa Musa who came over here with 3,000 ships. We loaded all 3,000 ships up till he almost sunk them motherfuckers. Then we sent his ass back over to Africa and he flooded the economy with gold. After he put a cut on that shit. After, man, look, we had that nigga 100% pure gold. Load them down. 100, not to 10 carat, nigga. I'm talking about 24 carat National Geographical gold. We gave these motherfuckers, nigga, and they loaded them up. They went over there. They put a cut on it. That nigga put about a 70% cut on the gold we gave him, and then he flooded the Egyptian economy, man, over there, man. Go read up on it. He was the richest guy. They still got him marked as the richest guy ever lived. If he came over here and got all that gold from some niggas, man, how rich were niggas over here? You must ask yourself. And how rich was Montezuma and them? Who gave him the gold? How rich was Montezuma, man? And they still bring him up in their Marine Creed. In the Marine Creed, they say from the halls of Montezuma. Why they steady bringing that shit up? Because they know that they set their whole system up based off of Montezuma gold, and that's the gold that Hernando Cortez took to Oak Island when the Pope found the wind on what the Knights of Templar had did, because they try to cut the Pope and Spain out, backdooring them. The Pope tried to put a play in through the killer clowns, the Shriners, niggas that rock our crown like they know about the mounds. They went looking on Oak Island. By the time the Knights got wind of that they were gonna get the gold, them boys sneakily moved the gold, in they Wells Fargo's chariots to the Wall Street, what you call Wall Street now, in the Trinity Church. That's when Benjamin Banneker found the gold, him and George Washington, who both were dark-skinned Negroes, Negropeans. Well, I can't say they were Negropeans. Well, you can trace their bloodline back to Negropeans, but they come out of Barbados. And then they used that money. George Washington used some of Montezuma's gold to buy the 10 by 10 square miles. And they used it to set up the World Trade Center and all that. The whole World Trade Center and the Wall Street was set up based off of Montezuma's gold. That's why they're talking about from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, because Tripoli connect. And I got a whole tape coming out with it about breaking and getting on. Hey, man, when I tell you, the ancestors just rolling the shit out on us, man. All the information, just rolling it out. They finishing them off, man. Ain't no getting out of this. How you gonna tell me, Big Chief Tuscaloosa is some kind of Caucasian or French guy when his name mean black warrior? Come on, man. Stop playing with us. Who are they playing with? Come on, man. We ain't arguing with nobody stupid no more, man. Ain't on this no more. We ain't arguing with no stupid fools on who we are no more. We know who we are. You can't tell us who we are. We ain't Africans. And the Africans was over here before it was called Africa. So how about that? We get passed as Indians because the Indians mixed in with us, the Hindus. That's the tribe of Shabazz. That's part of who we are. Because he damn sure they respect this for India, because India wasn't called India then. It was called Hindustan. Just like it's other places. We can get into it. Man, let's bring on Chief Warhorse, man.
Chief Warhorse and her tribe do not officially exist. They're not entitled to federal support.
We are punished today because we helped free slaves. We helped free slaves. We helped free slaves. Okay? If my tribe never helped free slaves, they may never would have bothered us. If we would have just continued helping Europeans as they came in, we were fine. But when we decided to help the slaves, now we did something wrong. So that's why I don't have my recognition.
Tell you something based on what she said, okay? The Europeans were dog-skinned Negropeans. Keep that in mind. The slaves were Slavic white folks who got brought over by the Moors in 1715 as white servitude. Go look this up. The Transportation Act. Go look all these things up. They were overloading prisons over in Britain. And King George I flushed the tallest of England onto America, and he flushed them on to South America and Australia. And everybody's complaining about the same thing right now. Go pull it up. Everybody's coming out to complain about the same thing, that these dirty Moors from Britain dropped the devil off on everybody. And what Cheech is saying, we help these white folks fight against these dirty Moors, these dirty Europeans from Britain, and they blame us for that. That's what she's saying. So you got to keep in mind when she's saying slave, she means Slavics from Russia, the Siberians. We help these guys who they had enslaved, the dirty Moors. Okay.
I would like to go a step farther. Parish President, you say I come knock at the door when I want to knock. I'm knocking, and this time you all answered. Thank you. There will be a museum as of Tuesday. We will be in a meeting with the city of Slidell, and the old train depot will become Bonfaka Museum. The Lieutenant Governor, his office and staff have been placed at our exposure here in the parish to make whatever happen is what he said. So one thing that's going to be happening is he's lending us the anthropologists. We are putting in to return the Shafunkta treasure, which people call artifacts. A lot of stuff was removed from Fontainebleau, which was the Shafunkta site. And we have requested our stuff back to St. Tammany, along with a lot of other stuff that was removed.
Once we tribe up again and we get organized, we got the right. See, they got all of our shit. Keep that in mind in archives. They can't really sell it. Some of the stuff they sold on black markets, but we gonna be able to come back and clap them for that too, because they still got it over there in the museum. They got it over in Europe in the museum, telling you that it came from Africa when it really came from America. Like the Tutankhamun and all these different like King Tut's head and all these things came from over here. But what they did is to try to misdirect us, they shipped them to Africa, then shipped them to Europe to make like they came from Africa, right? That's one thing they did. But most of the artifacts, like I said, like the chief just said, they got in museums and in archives underground. And by right, once we wake up and come to a realization of who we are, we can reclaim all of our artifacts, which they got with some of the shit they tried to auction off to different museums for millions and millions of dollars. Like it's jewelry, like from Chief Satch down in Florida. It's jewelry from different chiefs that they got in the Smithsonian Institute. that's worth millions. They got enough artifacts in the Smithsonian Institute for if we cash out on it, right? And we not, because that's just one artifacts, a few of the artifacts they holding. Some of the shit they left in caves and just boarded the cave up, the entrance of the cave up, like in the Grand Canyon. Millions of dollars, solid gold statues, man. They got a whole underground facility in Area 51, S6. What it's really they show you that they show you X6. They don't really talk about it. They're talking about S4, right? S1, but S6. They got an underground facility. They showed you this in Indiana Jones, where they got the solid gold Ark of the Covenant, all these artifacts. In fact, the Ark of the Covenant they found over here in the Grand Canyon. They got all this artifacts in Arizona. I mean, in Nevada, at Area 6, and they think that we ain't on to it. But we about to crack all these time capsules that they created to try to lock us into this 200-year spell. We cracking all of this shit. We got people like Dane Calloway doing the research. We got B. Dale. It's a whole bunch of people, man. I don't want to start naming names because I miss people, and it's so many people that's putting in this work now in different angles. Right? Shout out Big Chief Raw Hayes. Right? Like I told you, if you're just not tuning in, hit that like, hit that step your game up, and hit that subscribe button, man. If you're new to the channel, man. Yeah, so we creating a pattern here, and we seeing where these five, man, it really make you sick to see how they did us, and how these people that's in Oklahoma who are really panhandlers, right? They're some panhandlers, panhandling on Big Mama's land, which is why they put their ass all in the frying pan, and they still don't own nothing because they all still under federal jurisdiction. They just decoys. So when we wake up and they say, well, who are these people on these reservations? Well, they the $5 Europeans and Slavics and Chinese people who work in the railroad. Some of them we're allowed to mix in with us. That's how you get the Chickasaw. The Chickasaw is the Chinese that worked the railroads mixed with the Creeks when they was coming through Alabama and Georgia. We allowed them to fight against these people that was enslaving them, these dirty Moors who was enslaving them. I'm telling you, man, like Chief said, we helped the slaves. Who were the slaves? These Chinese railroad workers, these Slavic Siberians who came over here, because we were kind-hearted people. We said, damn, man, look how they doing, look how these dirty Moors doing these people. Right? So we as the good Moors, the Muslims, the ones of peace, we said, man, we can't let this go down. We'll help. Hey, man, look, man, hey, we can't do that. We said, man, you can't come over here and do that on our land. You got to take that shit back to you. When we saw what they was doing to these Chinese, and they putting them to work like that on our land, these Slavics, we said, hey, man, you can't do that over here. They ain't like that shit. Like that's against what we got going. Like our whole culture. How y'all moving? We didn't do slaves like that. Like they talking about. They talking about that we had slaves. The only slaves we had were the slaves we freed. The only Slavics we had were the Slavics we freed from the dirty Moors. We wasn't no slave guys. We didn't have, come on, man. We didn't have no slaves in our tribe. Stop selling that lie. Whoever out selling it, talking about Native Americans had their own. That's a damn lie. That's a lie. Stop selling it. We didn't enslave our own. We didn't even have prisons over here. So how the hell we had? Come on, man. How we had slaves when we didn't even have fucking prisons? We didn't even have gates or fences over here. Stop selling that shit. Whoever's selling it. We didn't even have gates of Philip. They had them prisons over in England. They came over here with the penal system, the 13 penal systems, where they brought their prisoners over here, then try to switch their fucking storyline with us. Try to say that they brought us over here from Africa. Man, do you know? Check this. Do you know the European was scared? Even the dark-skinned Europeans was scared to carry their ass to West Africa, let alone white Europeans. That's like going to feed you. That's like going out and putting a cut on your arm and jumping into the middle of the ocean where you know sharks it. I'm telling you, man. Look, these people, the Baba Moors, we got a whole tape on it. We got whole tapes on these guys. And how Queen Isabella and them couldn't even get over here until they pulled a fast one and sacked Grenada. Right? The Baba Moors would kidnap them, man. Look, they tell you, they the pirates of the Caribbean. These guys. They already had populated this. They had the whole fucking Atlantic Ocean sold up and the Mediterranean. White man ain't selling nowhere during this time. After the 1900s, they were scared all the way up into the 1900s. How the fuck they took African slaves? Get the hell out of here. The Africans were the one doing the enslavement. I'm telling you, the Baba Moors were catching them. They'd go raid their town, raid their village. If they catch them coming, if they see them coming, they had fast ass ships. These Barbers, and they had tactics on the water where they could come and swarm your ship. And white folks on them getting caught slipping, trying to come over here. Why you think they never came over here after 1492? Because the Baba Moors, man, them boys get booty with anybody, man. Yeah, booty in pirate terms mean gold. Man, if you wasn't a Muslim, they get booty with you, boy, right in the middle of the ocean. I'm telling you, boy. They was getting so much booty with the Europeans, man. The Europeans was in fear. They ain't never come to the white Europeans and black, so-called dark-skinned Europeans. They was scared, boy. They get their booty took on the ocean out there, man, by booty pirates. Shout out Dr. Kia Pruitt in the building, right? Yeah, man. Hey, man, you gonna have to do a show too, Dr. Kia Pruitt. We're gonna have to come on and kick it, man, and rap a taste, because you doing some stuff too now. You coming up in the game. They didn't try to set you back 3-4 times. You still coming back on them. Right? That's what I'm saying. She ain't never stopped kicking on them. You know what I'm saying? They just set up page down 3-4 times. Hey, y'all go subscribe to Dr. Kia Pruitt's page, man. Well, me and her we got a tape with Rod. Right? It's called the receipt. Go over receipts with Rod. So we already did one. Yeah, man. So this is where we at now. Like I was saying, telling everybody, we got so many brilliant people like Duke of Tears, all these doctors. We got Tashariq Bey. I'm still trying to find the brother Hakeem Bey. Hope he's still doing good. Jose Bey, all these different brothers. With all this information, we should be able to reform our tribal government. And then they saying that we ain't practicing our traditions. We still practicing our traditions technically, though, but they don't want to say it. You think a family reunion, y'all still had a family reunion. That's a powwow. The family reunion is really the same thing. It's really a powwow. And y'all family really are tribes. They just altered your name. Like Washington is Willie Washington. Like the people, like I got the list. I already did. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. If you want to find out what tribe you're from, I already did tracing your ancestry history, part 1 through 6, in the Native American Chiefs School playlist. Shout out Dame Calloway, because I used one of his books, tracing your ancestry history, to do them classes. And so we got the last names and everything, and we finna upgrade that to where it's finna be thicker and bigger, to where we're gonna just break down the last names of each tribe individually, right? But don't fool yourself. The people in the people that's doing the panhandling in the panhandle. Hey, we love you too, Dr. Kia Pruitt. Hey, shout out to Kia Pruitt, man, for the super chat. The people that's doing the panhandling, they know their time is up. Matter of fact, let me show you what they saying. Let me roll a clip on what they saying, how scared they is. Watch this. How afraid they are. So,
I've been trying to tell y'all. I've been trying to show y'all. Sometimes you gotta let people tell them they self. So I'ma shut up.
Listen to what he says that we already knew indigenous, but listen to what he says.
All y'all in here that are commenting, I screenshot. I have a secondary person there in the other room. They screenshot all your accounts. We put you on a watch list because you're waking up. You're starting to realize that you're the original Americans, and we can't be having that. That's why we put a lot of y'all leaders in jail and stuff for SEXUAL ABUSCE of MINORS. Catch them. You know, we plant fake evidence on them. You know, a lot of y'all leaders that first started out in the 2019s and 2020s and 21s are now sitting in federal and state penitentiary.
Now, why would he say that? Shout out my man Gaddy and Earth Speaks. Y'all tap in.
Now, hey, if you think about it, when Jeff Fort and them was getting the land back under the El Rooker, and why he influenced Colorado, when Malachi was getting the land back under Yamasee Native American Moors in Georgia, he's sitting in the same prison. They were scared of Larry Hoover because Larry Hoover could have took over the political system with his military, because they were because Larry Hoover was changing the game. Instead of gang banging, he brain banging, growth and development, right? And so he was pretty much he was gonna capitalize off of turning all the gang bangers into getting into the political system, and that was a threat. It's other key parts to that, right? That I had to get Rod to break down more for you because it's Rod Hayes Chief. But Larry Hoover's in the same prison. Keep in mind, and it's a federal prison. And keep in mind, because people were saying, if you ain't a federal recognized tribe, then you ain't legit. Boy, that's like saying, man, you know, that's like saying, it's like this. All the people that's on, like I just said, all the people that's on reservations are $5 Indians. People that signed up, and if your people signed up for it, they got declined. And it's still records of when your people signed up. They got the records in Kansas, you know. Let me roll that clip. Let me roll that clip about the records in Kansas. Hold on, we're gonna just roll down from the top. I gotta get some. Let me roll some of these chiefs.
I'm the principal chief of the tribe. We cover Southwest Louisiana and Southeast Texas.
Okay. What is the name of your tribe in their native language?
Ishak, I-S-H-A-K, Ishak.
And what is the origin of your tribe? How did your tribe begin? Where did it start from?
Well, there's a lot of saying. Some say that we came from the sea. They don't really know, but the Ishak been here for like 4,000 years, BC. So we don't really know. There's a lot of write-ups about Egypt and stuff like that during the Ice Age. But there's nothing really solid that I know of that where it actually originated from, except here.
Your name?
Oh, Michael Amos.
And how old are you, Chief?
67.
And what's your occupation?
I'm retired.
And what did you do prior to that?
I was in the military, retired military.
Okay.
Original people whose mounds, waterways, and villages were discovered by Spain, France, England, and America. And whereas the Chatta conducted business with those nations and traded throughout the Americas from historic Chatta trading posts in
Chatta.
Chatta, thank you. This is why I did not read the show. Whereas Major General Andrew Jackson asked the Chatta to raise an army to fight with America for West Florida. And whereas only 217 years ago, that St. Tammany and West Florida parishes became a part of America after the Chatta agreed to fight with the United States. Chief Pierre Juzan? All right, as captain in the army, led a company of Chatta warriors who brought a strategic advantage that would greatly influence the outcome of the Battle of New Orleans. And whereas under Captain Pierre Juzan's command.
What if I told you that the reason we can't find our family members on the 5 civilized tribes because their application got rejected? And what if I told you that tens of thousands of these rejected applications are sitting in a vault, underground, carved 700 feet into solid granite, nuclear blast resistant, and inaccessible to the public, along with other crucial family records that are tied to this land? Oh, of course, before I get started, this is only for educational and informational purposes only. Anything I say in this video is backed by historical documents and my own research. Do your own research and use your own discernment. This is not misinformation.
This is what they hide in the files. Listen to this.
Another lens. Yes, our families could have applied to be citizens of the Creek, Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, and Seminole tribes. These applications were submitted during the Dole's Commission process of 1896. What's in these rejected applications? These files are extremely valuable because they contain things like sworn testimony, witness statements, tribal affiliation claims, family trees, place of residence, sometimes ancestry that goes back generations. They are much more detailed than the later Dole's rolls. People who applied for tribal citizenship often appeared there first, and they're under the intruders list, rejected enrollment process, and Dole's commission testimonies. The word intruder does not necessarily mean they didn't have any indigenous ancestry. It just means that they wasn't recognized by the tribal government as citizens.
Why? Because they didn't fit into the narrative of the white gang.
Area office relating to enrollment in the 5 civilized tribes under the Act of 1896. Letters sent and letters received in other documents. Look at the dates: 1874, 1907, 1859 to December 1884. Where are they located? Once again, Granite Mountain Record Vault. Many of those rejected applications ended up on those microfilm sets, and historians and archivists estimated there were tens of thousands of these applications submitted during the enrollment process for the 5 civilized tribes. Unfortunately, many of those films ended up in this vault, the world's most secure buildings, the Granite Mountain Records Vault in Salt Lake City, Utah. This vault is ran by Family Search. Facts about the Granite Mountain Records Vault: the vault is located under 700 feet of solid mountain stone. Evacuation began in 1960. The vault boasts the world's largest collection of family history information. There are 3 tunnels and 4 cross tunnels inside the vault with over 65,000 square feet. The vault has reinforced entrance doors weighing 9 to 14 tons each that are said to be able to withstand a nuclear blast. The majority of occupied space is dedicated to family history records. And the vault is owned and operated by the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints through FamilySearch.org. Today, the LDS Church claims to have the records of over 12 billion deceased people, some going all the way back to the 1st century CE. Data collectors on 220 teams in 45 countries, along with hundreds of thousands of Mormon volunteers, are digitizing millions of paper records, photos, microfilms, and more. By 2014, the church records were 32 times the size of data recorded by the U.S. Library of Congress. What are we doing here? The total number of unreleased records in the Granite Mountain Records Vault is not publicly available, but the vault contains more than 3.5 billion images across 2.5 million rows of microfilm and 1 million microfiche, according to newscaribbean.churchofjesus.org. The unreleased status refers to records that have not yet been digitized and made available online through the church family history website. And here's how it looks from the outside. Reasons why images from microfilms or microfiche may not yet be available digitally on FamilySearch.org include: the microfiche may be scheduled for future scanning. The microfilm or microfiche may have been scanned but have contractual.
And so pretty much she gonna just keep talking about the Granite Mountain vault. And that's just one of the vaults. They got another one in Virginia, and they got one in DC. They got one in Washington State, and they got one of the main ones in Kansas, where they got all the nuclear weapons at face. They got this one in Kansas surrounded by nuclear weapons. So whatever's in Kansas, like the Empress said, that whatever they got in Kansas on our records, they go on that on and teeth. So you gotta realize why all this is happening, man. You know what I'm saying? If we wake up and kick these trustees off our estate, and we wake up and say, man, we don't want y'all as trustees no more. We ain't the debtor, we the creditor. That's their ultimate fear. That's the world's ultimate fear. The bankers, everybody around the world, because they thriving off of our stupidity and our ignorance. We perishing for the lack of knowledge, and they thrive. They make money off of it. They make money off our ignorance. They make money off you not knowing a lot of shit. It says, what else happened in Kansas? Go study the Wizard of Oz. And Dorothy, when they told Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. And then study what a straw man is. Your all caps on your driver license. And think about the straw man if he only had a goddamn brain. If you only had a goddamn brain, huh? And then think about the lion who didn't have no heart. Because they try to say that we, like when you go in there and you try to stand up for your rights and hold your square down, right? The judge, who are all these judges who not Article 3, they administrative intimidators. That's what I call them, administrative intimidators. And they sit up there with their Wizard of Oz black gown like they and your magistrates, and they on a pretty much auction chocks on the chopping block, put you on the auction chopping block if y'all know the game, and send you down the conveyor belt, man. I'm telling you, man. And so Yeah, that's the one part of it. And then you got the other, what's the other? The 10 man is your tax ID number. The tax ID number is your social security number. So they track you and tax you off of that. And the 10 man, what he was going, he was the one looking for the brain, was it? The 10 man, if they got a funnel on his head telling you that when they send you to the Rockefeller conveyor belt, which they call the General Board Educational Board, where they funnel the Spanish Inquisition down off into the top of your brain. That's what that funnel's all about, on the top of his head. They gonna funnel that. They inject Spanish Inquisition into your veins, man. You know, Christopher Columbus discovered America. You know, Jesus, man, on the cross, man. You gotta believe. You gotta get your pie in the sky. They only gave Christians 3 sermons. I mean, black preachers, so-called black preachers, because we ain't black, and we not African American, nor are we Negroes or coloreds. But they only gave these so-called clergies. That's what they really are. The Inquisitionist clergies who getting a kickback out of Rome with their 501c3 skull and bones agreements. And what they doing is they getting paid to herd the sheep, man. Yeah, Black Power, say it loud. I am somebody. He just got out of here. So we hope that I am somebody. Then, okay, I'm African American. That's who I am. You either African or you American, man. You can't be both. And when the Africans was over here, they wasn't even called Africans then. So then what? Now what? The place was called Akuba land. Or Sudan, the land of the blacks, which is the same thing as Akuba land. So it's like they only gave them 3 sermons. You know, that 3 sermons is get your pie in the sky. Because they came over here talking about, you know, I'd rather have Jesus than silver and gold. They telling us that while they loading up our gold. They saying the preachers telling you they rather have Jesus than silver and gold, but then they asking you for gold to load up your gold. He riding around with gold ring. He got gold chains and gold shit on, and riding around in the brand new Cadillac. But he telling brand new Cadillac, and then he telling you we rather have Jesus than silver and gold. Well, then why he ain't still riding a goddamn horse and carriage to church and helping them old lady? Yeah, nigga, yeah. We got nigga. Why he ain't riding a horse? No, a Pinto or one of them cheapest cars, one of them little cube. What's the motherfucker they be having them? Them doing them little commercial with the mouse in it, with the hamster rat. Where they be driving the Soul, that Kia Soul. Why he ain't got a Kia Soul? Shit, because since he working, since he rather have Jesus, he don't need no Bentley. Nigga got a Bentley at the church. Come on, man. And they ain't on to the game yet. Yeah, man. TD Jake's making $10,000 a Sunday at the Potter's house, man. That boy got a bowling alley and everything. They got 5 ATMs in their church. And you think it ain't a business? They don't need, man, he don't need no more money. You know, that boy Mike Essay went to his house and it looked like he went to heaven when he went to TD Jake's house. Say TD Jakes had an armed guard out there, so somebody broke in his garage and stole a couple parts off his lawnmowers and shit. I was thinking, like, what the hell he got? How many lawnmowers he got in the garage for them niggas to break in there and steal parts off a lawnmower? You know, nigga must got his own lawnmower service or something. I was thinking, man, a lot of shit went on in my mind when that nigga said they broke in there and stole some lawnmower parts, so he had to get some security. Yeah, man. I guess God won that on the job that day. Yeah, so they trying to conquer and divide us up, man. And like I say, these $5 Indians, they mad now, man, that a lot of them really though in shock though, because they thought that they was living the truth when they was living the lie. And the feds who are fraud from the beginning, 1789, when they hijacked the Constitution and created another Constitution so they can weave their way into the game with this bankers game, and then start writing everybody out of the play, and then switch. If anybody that can hold significant weight, they replace them with a swap out, the Siberian swap out, and then put them inside the frying pan. But then once they find out, hey, well, the frying pan got cooking oil. The frying pan got a lot of cooking oil. And in fact, the frying pan got all the goddamn cooking oil because Oklahoma City is the goddamn oil capital of the world. But they telling you about some goddamn Saudi Arabia, and they telling you about the gas prices going up. We don't give a damn about no gas prices going up, because y'all, it's going up because it's not intended for us, really. We still got our gas. That's what they don't want to tell you. The trustees can't sell shit. But what they did is, I'm gonna tell you what they did, man. So these suckers, calling themselves the government, governmental, they rogue trustees. And in order to do shit with our estate, they had to get the Jacobites, who put fucking decoys in place, and these decoys essentially signing, letting these they can't really do shit really, so they just got to agree to whatever the feds say. So if the feds want to sign something, they just sign it and say you better agree to it, because you ain't the real people anyway. You can't stop us. The real people are the black people. They're saying they black, Negroes, and colored. You're not the real people. We're gonna sign and sell this shit. But the fact of the matter is, they can't sell it neither. The $5 Indians can't sell our shit neither. That's why it's sitting on reserves. Man, I'm telling you, who we are across the land is waking up like wildfire. Let's run some more clips, man. We got some more hot shit. Let's get up in there, man.
I feel like we need to get over this whole who's Indian, who's black, who's American, whatever. Look, like, man, this thing that I'm wearing, this is a war bonnet, but this is a war bonnet of the original peoples that was already here. And those peoples, you can call them Indian if you want, but in order for them to be real Indians, they had to be Muslims. I'm still waiting for the Cherokees to come out and justify why the last known real ruler of the Cherokee tribes was a Moor named Ramadan bin Wati. Y'all still ain't justify that. So you want to hate Moors, you want to hate Muslims, you want to create situations to keep us divided. But then when we come with the real knowledge, it's like y'all don't want to get into that. Y'all want to create a situation where it's like the tide. The ebb and flow of the tide is coming in and it's going out, which means that the tide that's coming in is not hating on the one that's going out, because each one has its own place and each one has its own position.
Hey, man, shout out to Duke, man.
Where you from? So your tribe?
Cherokee.
Okay.
North
Now, what you were saying about the African thing?
Okay. Now, just say when I was growing up in the South, North Carolina, I never heard anything about African and black. I always heard about Indian.
So when did African come to play?
Well, I'll say lately, not very,
60s,
very,
70s,
yeah, 60s,
what roots, around roots time?
Right.
So you think it was like a mind control thing that they put into it?
Yes.
Really?
That's what I believe, because I still don't believe.
How old are you, man?
80.
What's your name?
Marie.
Huh?
Marie.
Okay, my name is, I don't want to say my name on, but my name is Ahanu. Ahanu means friend to everyone in Algonquin.
Okay, now my mother, that's why I still say, I don't mind, I do say I'm black, but my mother was born in Louisiana. Now she was French and Indian.
Okay, yes. But the Indian side was black.
Black.
That's right.
My mother's black.
Wow.
French.
She was Indian. She was Indian.
That's,
what,
that's Creole.
Nazi? You know, was Nazi Indian or just what tribe do you? You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Okay, I appreciate it.
This thing that I heard is that the Negro.
You got the Casada. The Casada. That's my people, and The big chief Top Cat said that's his people too. So we might be kidding each other because people were saying, man, y'all might be kidding each other. And we could be kidding each other on my Williams and Bird side, because that's the Kashada people, the Kashado people, right? And we would amount that they were one section of the mound bill. That's my grandma on them. That's my mama's mama, right? And then she married Williams, and that's how my mama's mama become Flo Williams, right? So, but her mama was a Bird, and then her daddy was Henry Williams. Right, so Henry Williams married my grandma. She was a Bird, but she was a Kashada. She was a Kashada Indian, right? And then my granddaddy Williams, he come down from another tribe. It's another tribe called he really the tribe of Dan, really, right? They come from the West Coast. He part of the then the Washita. They married into the Williams. But let me roll this one.
The thing that I heard is that the Negroes came from Africa. I have history, let me tell you. Here we go, baby. This my great-great-grandmama. She was born in the 1800s. Her name is Minnie Hauser. She's indigenous to America. This my great-great-grandmama on my father's side. And this her daughter in the red. And then the one in the green hat, that's my grandmama. So these are 3 generations of women that been here in America. From the 1800s, you can't tell me a goddamn thing. We indigenous to America. And the crazy part is how they staged all this shit and played in our face. And how we go along with it every day. They know damn well Donald Trump know exactly who we are. He went to that meeting. Back in the day, he told them they don't look like Indians to Indians. Here they got us calling us African Americans. They know exactly who they are. They know who we are. We don't know that they invaders. We don't know that they immigrants. They deporting everybody but they goddamn self. Ain't none of their great-great-great-grandmamas was here. None of them. And we sit and we work for these motherfuckers. We sit and we let them drag us. We let them do whatever they want to do to us. Why? Why do we let this white man control us the way we do on our land? Do you understand that the meaning of a damn copper color person is the true meaning of American? And then instead of giving it the rights to us, they gave it to the Europeans, the descendants. You read this shit and you get upset. And then you understand that nobody cares in the family. I'm talking to him. Nobody care about Minnie Hauser. Nobody care about her motherfucking problems what she went through. The stories came through in the family. This woman hated white people, white people. It's things that she seen happen to her parents, her grandparents. And then the one in the red left the reservation where she was born at. She was born on the reservation, baby. Let me tell you, all this shit is Indian land. Yamasee. They don't even understand what it is. You see calling yourself black. You belong here. This land belong to you. Here we all paying rent. We was owners. We owned everything. They took everything from our ancestors. And I'm looking in our eyes at Minnie Hauser. Look at her eyes. You know how much she's seen with those eyes? And us as the descendants of these people, we allow them to reclassify us and tell us what we are. But I tell you one thing, when my grandmother, Maddie, when she had my daddy, she was considered a color. And so was my daddy and my granddaddy, considered a color. A color. So you understand what happened with the color when they was reclassified? What were they before color? Why are y'all keep reclassifying us? What is going on? Oh, it's crazy.
She really going, hey, look, some people won't at that point, man. I can't remember that dude name said, if you ain't a mad man, a mad Nubian black man in America, then you ain't in your right mind, man. If you ain't insane over here. So she, you know what I'm saying? How this our state and we paying foreigners rent. We paying Hindus and Chinese rent. How the hell that's happening? That don't even make any sense. It's like, man, them days finna be over with, man. I swear to God, bro. Ain't no way we finna be paying no fucking foreigners when we the Maru people. We the plume serpent people. Plume serpent is Inky. Another name for Inky is Israel. We the children of Israel. We the original Moors, the MUU Moors, the enlightened ones is what that means. We are the ones that invented the light bulb, stoplight, the ice box, the AC unit. You know what? How they created the AC unit? You ain't gonna believe it, man. It was a Negro down in Mississippi, an old Mississippian, who took a block of ice and on a 50, I think it was like I can't remember what year it was on one of them new trucks. He had put a fan in a box. What he did is he cut out a piece on his truck, put a box on there, like a box. Then he put a block of ice inside the box. Then put a fan on front of the box. And then so when the air would blow off into the truck, it'd blow off the block of ice into the truck. They took that and turned it to the AC. Indian did that. Now I know some people who more advanced say, "Oh, we don't like the word Indian because that's a misnomer by Christopher Columbus, who thought he was in India." But I beg to differ because we mix with the Indians, the Hindu Indians. That's what make us the part of the tribe of Shabazz and the mound builders. Another thing, so it was called Hindustan at that time. It wasn't called India, so he couldn't have mistaken it for India. He knew where the hell he was. They tried to play us, man, like Christopher Columbus didn't know where the hell he was going. He came over here as a spy. They told you Christopher Columbus don't even know that he ain't come to discover America. He came over here to fucking spy. They already knew what America was. The guys that drove them over here had already been coming over here. They own their own boats. Man, come on, man. Who is they selling all of these stories nowadays? We ain't buying them no more of them Happy Meals with the toy, man. Ain't no more, man. You can't sell us no more of them Happy Meals with the toy in it, man. We don't want no more toy Happy Meals, man. That's what that is, a Happy Meal with the toy. When they tell you, yeah, Christopher Columbus, man, he came over. Like, we already know about he ain't discovered part, but I'm saying that they got you still thinking that he come over here, he ain't know what he was getting into. Nah, he already know damn well what he was getting into. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, cuz. Then them niggas so retarded and special ed, how they fucking do all they maneuvers. They come over here begging us to help them fight against our cousins. Sound like the same fucking tactic to me they pulled everywhere on everybody, man. They hoodwinched everybody. What we gonna do to get out of this shit, man? Let's go to that next one, bro.
The Curtis Act is seen by many Native peoples as a betrayal. Kent Blansett is a professor of indigenous studies and history at the University of Kansas.
What it was to strip native lands, treaty lands, from native nations, and to bring us as native peoples into the capitalist economic system. And part of this, too, was a greater design of assimilation and acculturation.
The Curtis Act ended up stripping rights from Native Americans, including Curtis's own Kaw Nation.
It was a way to protect his people, is how he saw it, or how he envisioned it. Now,
no more Happy Meals.
Your Honor, the prosecution presents Exhibit B, Part 1, The Vanishing Indian. This man, Edward S. Curtis, photographer? Nah, architect of erasure. He didn't just document, he staged, told them to take off modern clothes, remove signs of life, and dress like something out of a movie. Curtis sold the idea that the real Indian was dying out, not evolving, not existing. But the truth, they didn't vanish. They got erased, visually, politically, spiritually. And that erasure helped fuel paper genocide, land theft, and forced reclassification, all off a fake photo op. This wasn't art, it was identity.
Hey, look, you can tell that if you look at some of them old photos that Curtis, you can tell that them damn wall bandits don't belong to them goddamn gone Siberians. Why? Because some of them joints so big they can't. It look like a big ass. It's bigger than their head. Why? Because some of them damn chiefs was 7 foot tall, like Chief Osceola and all them. They were them motherfucker was 6'8", 7 foot tall. All them niggas, man. All the chiefs, and then now you wondering why? Well, they just snatched them up in these 3-letter corporations called the NBA, And all of our 7-foot guys like Will Chamberlain, who really is descended from Chiefs, and Shaquille O'Neal and all these guys, they didn't paying them $700-800 million all this money to go play in the NBA, man. LeBron James is a reincarnation of Pocahontas' dad. Go pull up a statue of Pocahontas' dad and then put it next to LeBron James. I even got pictures of some of the people in their tribe right now that look just like LeBron James. I'm saying, damn, LeBron James is from the Powhatan tribe. He looked just like the chief, and the chief was like 6, and he was like 6'8". Then Chief Sack, he's 6-7 foot tall. All of our chiefs, big, tall, 7 foot tall guys. So now I'm starting to see a pattern here when I see that when Curtis and them was doing the photos, while these boy bandits is too big for these folks, and all these clothes they trying to put on is too big because half of these chiefs was already 6'5" and 7 foot tall, man. That's what it was. They running game, but we on to the game though. Yeah, and we on to the Curtis Act. If you notice, they start running all these games right after the Empress. They'll beat them in court at 1850, 1848, I think it was. Yeah, 1848 when the Turner versus U.S. where they won the Louisiana Purchase land, and they then come back running all these games. Don't forget about also the because the lady just mentioned that like her grandma was on a reservation. Boom. Then when she left, she became colored. And then her dad was born colored. That's because the Walter Plecker. Walter Plecker come later, right? Walter Plecker is 1924. But Walter Plecker play a big game to the shout out to Powhatans and the Chiefs on the land in Virginia. I got one coming out for y'all too, man. I just put out the Alabama one. I got one coming out for Virginia next. And then Arkansas next. Then we're gonna do all 50 states, man. We're gonna do the one like we did on Alabama today. We're gonna do all 50 states, including we already did the one on Puerto Rico already, Bodeca, right? Shout out my Bodeca tribe, right? Brothers and sisters over at the islands. Yeah, man. So we already got we're gonna do all 50 states on the original tribes in that land and what they got dispersed to, and the ones that stayed, they got enslaved and turned into black Negroes and coloreds, and their children. Matter happening like I'm thinking like it had to be after Rockefeller 1903, I think it was, when they started selling this. Y'all from Africa, all y'all, everybody that got dark skin from Africa. This Walter Plecker and this Carlos Linnaeus. Carlos Linnaeus is the one that came out with, right? The Africans are black, Native Americans are red, white man is European, and the Chinese man is yellow, right? That the paradigm where he turned everybody into crayons. Go watch a tape I put out called How They Turned Everybody into Crayons. So what the another part of the Curtis Act was to pull all the last people that they had conquered, because they leaning into trying to get this Federal Reserve set up in 1913. So they running this with the Curtis Act. They ran the game to try to pretty much cast this Federal Reserve net and rope up the rest of the Moors under the federal jurisdiction. So that's what that Curtis Act play a part in, and it also play a part in the panhandling game, where the Siberians was stealing our birthrights and then doing the panhandling. Oklahoma is the panhandle state, right? Let's get more into it though. Let's dig right into it.
The Freedmen's Bank was an economic hit job to destroy the remaining wealth of Aboriginal Indians who had farmed the land of the Southeast for thousands of years. Here's the process and who did it. The bank was a financial Trojan horse designed not to build wealth for formerly bonded people, but to absorb, catalog, and then destroy any remaining claims to land, legacy, or inheritance, particularly by indigenous descended freed people. So who were the major elite families involved in this scheme and this ripoff? You will recognize some of these names from my previous videos. They travel together over time and over generation doing these scams. The first one would be the Biddle family. That would be Nicholas Biddle, had been president of the Second Bank of the United States in the 1830s. Then we have the Thayer family, which includes Eli Thayer, who was a major player in immigrant and colonization societies that literally raise money and pay for the passage of a bunch of broke paupers to go colonize parts of Kansas and Missouri and other states. Then you have August Belmont. Belmont is an agent for the Rothschild. Not only is he an agent for the Rothschild family, but he is the biggest agent for them in the United States. And what that meant is he had access to their capital. So you want a railroad, you go to him, okay, in America, and you say, hey, I need $50 million. Well, he has some money, but he also has access to a ton more money through the Rothschild wealth and network back in Europe. The Rothschilds, by the way, were estimated to hold up to 3 to 5% of Great Britain's GDP. In other words, that was the value of their gold and silver and all their real estate holdings. It would have equaled about 1% of the United States GDP after the Civil War. Who else do we have involved? We have Peabody. That would be of the Peabody hotels, which you may have seen in Memphis and Orlando. Yes, the Peabodys were a part of this scam as well. Let's see, we also have Frederick Douglass. Yes, the melanated Frederick Douglass was brought in towards the end, of course, played for a sucker as the bank was failing. Nevertheless, it just demonstrates that he was a part of this Northeastern abolition.
And you may ask yourself, why is Frederick Douglass why is a so-called black man doing slavery time this high up involved in robbing us blind? That's because Frederick Douglass is really Prince Edward, who changed his name. He's King George III's son. That's why he was working that move. The King George III's son who changed his name, they was after him. They even tried to tie the Nat Turner story in with him. We got something coming out on that. On Frederick Douglass was King George III's son. Frederick Williams Douglass, as in King George Williams. They were Williams, the Dirty Moors, who really got usurped by the Rothschilds, and they put Queen Victoria in there. And then began to work their muscle. That's 1837. Then, hey, check this out. Man, this chick riding around in like a $300 billion. I don't know how much it is really technically, but that bitch made a solid goal. She riding around in a carriage, made a solid goal off of our money, man. Off of us socking it to her pocket. And then that essentially, when you look up the time on it, they talking about the time frame they giving us on it. That's when Anna, King George grandma, Anna was a more dark skinned. Really, she was a Bantu. From the House of Wales, right? The House of Wales. Well, no, his dad from the House of Wales. His mother from Germany, right? And they the black Bantus that was in Germany. Go get a book called The German Holocaust. They talk about it in that book of how the Bantu people was there. And then after Hitler bombed them and cracked them out, they had black people on crack back in 1945 over in Germany. Hitler and them cracked them out and then bombed all their villages and towns, right? Over in this right here, I don't tell you about this. They try to wipe this out. And then the remaining of the people who escaped, they escaped down to South Africa. And now today, Germany is trying to pay these people back for what happened to their people. Man, you don't believe me? Go check it out. Go pay Germany trying to pay them trillions of dollars in reparations for what happened to their people in Germany. They saying that Germany can never repay them for what happened to their people. And I don't blame them. Pay us with you going down to hell. Pay me with you going straight to hell with some gasoline draws on. That's how you pay us. We don't want your goddamn fiat currency. That's what them goddamn them Bantu people who they moved down, and then the German flag is their original flag that they stole. Yeah, so it was Nubians and it was Bantu people in Germany that Hitler them test cracked. The real people that was doing all them tests and experiment on were Nubians, the real Bantu people, not the people that's in Jerusalem today that's taking the claim for it, and then they getting sympathy from the UN so they can set up Israel state. They the wrong people that you're giving the credit to for the Holocaust. Go get a book called German Holocaust. Matter of fact, I'll tell you who wrote it. I got the book out there in the garage. Yeah, that damn juice right there good, right? From that 7 place. It's a place called 7, what's the name of it? 7, give me some sponsors on that, man. 7 Brew, man. Them boy got some good juice over there, man. At the 7 Brew place. Just popped up on us. Let's see what I was gonna look up. I want to look up what color was the White House before they turned it white. They turned everybody white. And like I said, we don't be careful. They gonna make Shaka Zulu a white guy, man. And you know he an African. They gonna make Martin Luther King and Malcolm X white guys. I'm telling you. Yeah, so man, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. Step your game up, man. We got some more clips, man. We got some more 5 clips. We just getting started. We was giving them time to get in. So they burned the White House down, I think, in 1812 when they thought they was gonna get away from King George. Now, King George them backdoored them and put the play on them where they still holding them. And then pretty much King George, the 30 Moors, them, the King George III, the Dirty Moors, they used the white criminals as muscle to turn them against us. Look, they saying the White House was gray. It was gray in 1798. It was gray before they turned it white. Remember, I told you, man, they were so scared of black, they went around painting everything white. So when we get their ass up out of here, we're going to go around painting everything black since they don't like the word black. A lot of my Moors don't like the word black, but we're going to go around painting everything back black. Black, red, and green. And then the inside, we're going to run all the curves and shit, raw purple and raw blue and gold, my nigga, and black and gold. We're going to run all of our, yeah. We're going to take over Congress and all that. We don't need them no more. What have they done for us? You know what Congress really mean? God damn it. Con means to go against. Gress is another part of progress. Progress means to go forward. Congress means to go backwards. So what really have fucking Congress done for any of the original indigenous people for this land? Everybody is coming over here getting kung fu fighting and all kind of shit, businesses and shit going. And while we sit here and gotta pull our bootstraps up like they told King, get the hell out of here. What the hell is this? This is a psychological butt fucking to me, man. Shit is crazy, man. It make you want to cry. It make you want to cry and then go out and line these motherfuckers up and start doing and pull the guillotine out. Get the guillotine out, man. We finna run all these, yeah. Finna run all these niggas, man. We finna chop heads and then put it on live TV. So we send a message. I remember when I used to live in the projects and we had roaches. When I used to kill a roach, I used to leave him right there and send a message to the rest of his crew. Kill him, we bust him, we'll pop him with that shoe, smash him down, get him smashed down. So as well, the rest of his homies, when they come by, man, when they come by, the rest of his homies, we send them the message. Like the mafia say, we send them the message to them. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, bro. We need to send the message that, hey, we ain't going for none of this Happy Meal with the goddamn toy no more. We've been going for that. Look, I heard, and I'm gonna ask Top Cat this when they get on, man. Top Cat said that I heard him all this to him today. He said, I can't remember what tape. I don't know if it was the one that he put out today or what, but it was one of them tapes I was listening to, and he said, Black power left black people powerless. And I said, damn, boy, that's a Nobel Peace Prize statement there, man. He made that, man. Black power left black people powerless. Because what the hell have we got from black power? but more debt, more motherfucking me complaints, pile of complaints, and nothing done. What have we got done? And then they knew. I'm gonna tell you what I think, man. They knew that we was on edge, and they knew we were about to blow. So they gave us Trump to try to make like he calming shit down. Trump trying to make it like, oh yeah, I'm doing more for black people than nigga. You know what, nigga? Shut up. You know we ain't black. You already told them that them people up there they ain't look like no Indians. You know what the real Indians look like. Shut the hell up, nigga. Red hit like, oh man, he's an Ancestral command. I don't like him. Everybody else, I don't like him. Like that. I don't trust, you know what I'm saying, them type of people. I'm from down south, man. My grandpa taught me about niggerology. You know what he should say? When you're dealing with them people, he say they wolves. That's what they is. They wolves and you a sheep. He should always tell y'all we the lost sheep and they wolves. And he said, when you got your hand in the lion's mouth, do you just snatch it out? Or do you pat him on the head and ease your hand out of his mouth? I say, sound like to me, you want to ease it out, right? So, hey, when you're dealing with one of them, because they dying off now, them ones. I remember dying off in Jasper, Texas, man. They hung a Negro and drug him behind the truck. But I used to drive trucks too, Top Cat. And when I drove through Jasper, man, I don't know if they still got that sign out there, man, down in East Texas. But it's a sign that say, man, Negro keep on the road. And it's a monkey on the sign. And it say, Negro keep on the road in that town. And I remember I stopped there one time. I had to pee real bad, boy. I didn't want to stop, but I said, I'm going to go on. I was going to pee behind on the side of the trash can and get the hell on. But I went in the store, man. They had Obama hanging from a noose inside the store. Obama inside the store hanging from a noose when you walk in. Man, look, I held my pee for 2-3 more hours after this, man. I got the hell on. Out that time, man, before it got them sundown towns, man. Jasper, Texas, man. I live out there in Carthage, too. So, yeah, I done dealt with them, man. I done dealt with the real live KKK, man, the sucker, man, for real. They really at night smile and giggle with you, then come in a suit in a hood at night to burn your house down, man, and hang you and your kids. Yeah, man, right at East Texas, man. East Texas is one of the most racist places, man, outside of Mississippi. Mississippi, they just found unmarked graves where the police was burying run over black people with their police car and bury them in unmarked graves down there. This is stuff that happened to our people. This is the type of devils we're dealing with that's doing this to our people. And how do we beat them? If they some real barbaric killers, we ain't no barbaric killers like that, our people. We nice guys is what they said, which really means stupid in their Latin name, stupid in their language, or ignorant. Right? Go look it up. Nice in Latin. What does it mean? Ignorant. That's what it means. So they said we were nice guys, but don't forget, nigga, we nice, but we Indian givers. Go look up what an Indian giver is. Nigga, we Indian givers. Yeah, we let you hold that shit, nigga. We ain't give it to you. You a trustee. That's why they trustee. We let them hold the estate. We ain't give it to them. Don't get it twisted. Huh? We Indian givers. Now it's time for you to give that shit back. Because you know what an Indian giver is? Indian givers, they give you something. That's what they talk. They came out with that because they said that we sold, this is what Rod said, that we sold them Manhattan. They said we sold them Manhattan for $20 or whatever the price was. And then we came back and say, hell no, we ain't never agreed to none of what they talking about. We don't sell land over here. They try to say we was Indian givers. So Indian giver means somebody that give you something and then they give me that back. So yeah, we Indian givers. So run that gold, run that silver, right? Run that little 10 by 10 you own in DC. Shout out Dane, man. Dane bumped the DC district. I bumped Dallas. Rod bumped Chicago. Right? We already knocked them for their fees, the dirty Moors. Man, shout out Dane Kelly. He didn't bump DC, man. The 13th district, man. Hey, who that is? Shout out JJ, man. For the super chat, man. Yeah, so we ain't, the little kids, everybody ain't going no more, man. And the women, everybody stepping up and, you know, saying what it is. It's our tradition. It's our tradition of who we is. You gotta know your pedigree, know who you is. Go out and research. Talk to your grandma. Talk to these people while they're around, so you can be the one that pass the information on to the your next generation of your family. Teach your kids about their ancestors, because they try to cut us off and said that it was la familia. Familiar spirits, which is because they came over with this Latin, right? When we had the Latin, they twisted it around in the Bible and said familiar spirits, which is really your ancestral worship. They said familiar spirits are evil. Why? Because when we was using them in Hades on their ass and got their ass up out of there, ran their ass up out of Hades, they gonna talk about, oh yeah, this ancestral worship shit ain't no joke, man. That shit there really work. Yeah, because we got to hit their ass with yellow fever over there and got them French ass up out of there. They just come on talking about some voodoo and shit. Yeah, this is ancestral work on your ass. Yeah, and they got their ass up out of there, and now they afraid of that. See, that's why they want us to be Christians, man. Christian make you turn the other cheek and wait on Jesus. Get your pie in the sky type of shit, man. They don't want you to get into your voodoo shit where you do the freezer spell. Yeah, somebody trying to do something to you, write his name down and birthday, and then freeze his ass in the freezer. We got a whole series of tapes on how to do them spells, though, and we got 2 more tapes installments coming out to that, which is gonna be how to reverse the spells and how to do the money spells. So we got that coming out for all my voodoo childs. My voodoo child. You gotta think about that, what they did to Jimi Hendrix, man. They wanted Jimi Hendrix invented rock and roll because he was a left-handed and he turned his guitar to distort. And the Germans wanted to get a hold of it. Keep in mind who these Germans are and what they all about and how they changed the piano from 500 hertz to 440 on the A flip, and how they created synthetic music and got us off analog. We are analog people. They are digital. We was here first. Analog is first. Digital. We analog and they digital. And they come out over here with their trans unit express. And we came out with the robot, but they took it and tried to flip it. It's all our shit. Right? But they had to get rid of Jimmy. So 2 FBI agents. I got one coming out on Jimmy too. I got one on how they did Bob, how they did Prince, how they did Michael Jackson, how they did Tupac. We need to do one on Jimmy, how they did Jimmy, right? And Donny Hathaway. Right? How they got rid of Donny Hathaway. We need to do one on them too. And we're gonna do one on Marvin Gaye. But they held Jimmy down and drowned him with a bottle of wine. His manager and 2 FBI agents. Oh, yeah, we got him, man. We know all about it. See, we've been just sitting on that one. And Jimmy was using his money. The FBI was involved because Jimmy was using his money to fund black organizations like the Black Panthers. Yeah. A lot of his money was going to black militant organizations, which the FBI killer clown COINTELPRO operation was out to stop and shut down. That's another reason they picked him off. Usually you get 3 strikes, 3 reasons why they picked you off. They usually come up with 3 reasons why they got to pick you off. capability, influence, and there's one more. What is his capability? I mean, how much money he got? Jimi Hendrix had a lot of money. What is his influence? He got all these white folks and black folks listening to him worldwide. Right? And what's the other one? What is the threat? The third one is what makes him a threat. He talking against the war. He funding black liberals. Yeah, he is they slap communists on him, saying we got to get rid of him. But not the communists. They slapped this weird ass communism that they try to come over here with. I ain't no damn communist. I'm a capitalist. If I score some shit for $5 and I sell it for 10, that's capitalizing. I'm down with that. I ain't down with scoring some shit for 5 and selling it for 5. What the fuck they do that? That's spinning your wheel. I ain't gonna spin my wheels out here. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do that at? If I cop some shit for 5, I want to make 10, maybe 15 off the shit, depending on what kind of market it is or who I'm selling it to. I charge white boys extra, man. I charge white boys no offense. That's his hood code, man. He gonna get charged. He gonna get an extra tax because he could be the police, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was white in the hood, you automatically got the police tag unless you grew up with us, like white boy. We got white boy, he cool. But if you come over there, you know what I'm saying? In the hood, we ain't selling no, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna charge $5 extra. Hey, my partner and them, we charge, I'll score for 5, sell it for 10. But if you know what I'm saying, 15, man. That's how them niggas is in Atlanta, though. In Atlanta, boy, you in Atlanta, boy, don't come out there flashing like you got some money, boy. Like, I'm gonna tell you how them boys in Atlanta, that's how they do you right here. Say this cup right here, right? This cup go for $3, right? For everybody. They been selling for $3. But you come up with a gold chain on, got the grill, all this shit in here. Like, I don't wear my grill or nothing when I go down to Atlanta. I go like looking dusty looking. When I go shopping, I go dusty looking, man. So a nigga don't charge you $100. Yeah, just cause. Like he got. And so the cup be $2, $3. Man, look, you come up in there, you got a jewelry around all that. Hey, man, shit. Hey, man, I usually be selling these for about $25, man, but I'll let you get it for the 20. And the shit ain't but $2 anyway. Nigga just came in there and bought it for $2. Look, I pulled a fast one when they try to, one of them Africans that be at the metro in Atlanta, the metro in Atlanta over in the metro. I gotta put some more of that drink in there. Hey, yeah, but I played one of them because I went up in there. He talking about, yeah, man, it's gonna be $200. And then I sent my girl up in there with $20 for the joints. She come back out with the joints. Then I go back in there and say, hey, yo, man, let me get these, how much they is. Oh, man, they $200. Cause thinking that, cause I got red bottoms on and shit and jewelry. He thinking that, oh, this nigga right here got it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga, ain't how you just sold my girl the same shit for $20. Nigga, you gotta be playing right here, bro. Y'all niggas running some kind of strange program up here in Atlanta, man, where y'all tax niggas extra just cause how they look. So yeah, you keep that in mind, man. When you go to Atlanta, make sure you look like dirty, like you halfway homeless when you going shopping at them swap meets and metros and shit. Where them Africans at, man. They got their own prices in their head based on how you look. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy on the land, man. We finna clean all this shit up on the land, though. All this African selling shit, all this shit, man, coming over here taxing us. This shit finna get cleaned up, though. I'm telling you, man.
I'm from Cherokee heritage. I'm not Choctaw, but since this area was Choctaw, I want to learn about it. I didn't know anything about it.
What I don't understand, if these tribes came here, are they something?
Now, what tribes are you referring to?
The ones you talked about with Gina, and Gina said they
Gina, yeah.
Why they didn't contact the real tribe?
Oh, they didn't know about you. That's why I'm telling you, you're not doing the job good enough.
They know about me. I sit on boards. I was on the state boards and different stuff. They know about me.
Well, why didn't they contact you then?
Whoa.
How many Indians y'all see look like this?
Oh.
How many Indians you see running around the United States looking like this?
Oh.
Right now. And that's the truth. And that's what need to come out. Indians that look like me and my family, nobody know about us. Why? You cannot go in the archives. I know you've done it.
Ever wonder where the name Alabama comes from? It isn't just a word. It comes from a native nation, the Alabamu people. The Alabamu lived along the Alabama River, farming corn and beans, hunting the forests, and trading with their neighbors. They spoke a Muskegean language, kin to the Choctaw, Creek, and Coushatta. When French colonists built Fort Toulouse in the early 1700s, they recorded the tribe's name as Alabamu. From there, it spread, first as the name of the river, then the territory, and finally the state itself. But the story of the Alabamu isn't only in a name. Like many native nations, they faced disease, war, and displacement. By the 1800s, most had moved west with their Coushatta relatives to Louisiana and Texas, where their descendants still live today. The irony? The people who gave Alabama its very name were forced out of their homeland. Yet their identity remains etched on every map, every flag, every mention of the state. So the next time you hear Alabama, remember, you're speaking the legacy of the Alabamu.
All right, hey y'all, let's discuss indigenous peoples. So we got Tuscaloosa, the Black Warrior. So he was the chief of the Choctaw Nation.
Now how the hell they
were
paint
like
him white?
in the Alabama area. Tall Black Warrior, hence his name. And if you're familiar with college football, you'll know Tuscaloosa is where the Alabama Crimson Tide football team is at, and they're prolific in football every year. So I think it is a lot of like Black Warrior energy in that area. That's why he lands a lot of the top black recruits there. All right, let's go to the Carolinas now. So we got a take from Giovanni da Verrazzano, an Italian explorer from 1524. He says the complexion of the Carolina Indians is black, not much different than that of the Ethiopians. Their hair is black and thick and not very long, tied back behind the head like a small tail. As for the physique of these men, they are well proportioned, of medium height, a little taller than we are. They have broad chest, strong arms, and the legs and other parts of the body are well composed. They are broad in the face and have big black eyes. They are sharp, cunning, and are agile and swift runners. Sound like them.
They the ones. Look. They the ones with them tight ass. They the one came with them tight jeans.
I came to put my feet on the ground because I want to show you once again the area that Dr. King lived in. This area is a predominantly black area. There's certain things we have to pay attention to.
All right, y'all, peace, we back. We're looking at Chief Tuscaloosa, Black
Got a
Warrior.
great story here, another unsung hero. We're just talking about the Black Warrior.
I think Chief Thoughtcat was on with him today.
Or Chief
I'll try to get him on too.
And his encounter with Hernando de Soto.
Who is Silas Jefferson? Black Muskogee Creek Wind Clan chief born 1835 in Old Creek Nation, now Alabama at age 3. Jefferson and his family was relocated to Indian Territory, present-day Oklahoma, through the Trail of Tears. Jefferson would enlist in the 1st Indian Home Guard Regiment during the Civil War and fought at Battle Prairie Grove. Jefferson and other black natives from the 5 civilized tribes were the first black men to fight against the Confederacy. After Civil War, Jefferson became heavily involved, with Creek government serving several terms in the Creek House of Warriors representing Tuskegee Town, located within the Muskogee Creek Nation Reservation. Silas accompanied Muskogee Nation delegation, Washington, D.C. many times as a translator. Jefferson stayed in Creek government until tribal dissolution in 1906. Silas would have a daughter named Angelina Jefferson and stayed in Beggs, Oklahoma until his death 1913. Creek freedmen are fighting to regain citizenship.
Hey, the Jeffersons, the Davises, all them Creeks. I got the last name list.
So the Lumbee tribe finally received federal recognition after 137 years, and some of the white Cherokee are not happy.
We spent the afternoon at the Cherokee Indian Reservation approaching citizens, asking their thoughts on the Lumbee decision. Everyone we approached said they disagree with it. Some people even jokingly pretending not to know who the Lumbee are. Now, the consensus is people think that the Lumbee Fairness Act is a little unfair. I think it's really unfair that they get to piggyback onto a defense bill that has to pass that is completely circumventing the established legal processes that every other sovereign nation has had to endure. Citizens of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians reacting to the news that the Lumbee Fairness Act passed in Congress.
I think that the U.S. Congress and everybody has let all the 574 federally recognized tribes down. I think it opens up a lot of doors for these state recognized tribes to go through the back door and have easy access to be federally recognized.
And it's not just members of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians who disagrees with the decision. Watson Harlan is a member of Cherokee Nation, which is based in Oklahoma.
Anytime there is a substantial upending of tribal laws, it has almost always been used by the federal government and by state governments as a way to attack or disenfranchise other tribal governments.
The reason why I'm saying the
Man, somebody needs to slap all of them off the camera, man. These are $5 European Slavic descendants complaining about the real people getting their birthrights back, and they're saying that it's bad, man. Man, because when they get their birthrights back, then that means that if they the real people, then who are we, man? It's making us look bad. They looking bad all around, man. Ain't looking good for them.
There are land papers before slavery in my people's name here. How was it? Because when the Europeans came here, what Roderick is talking about, we gave a lot of people some spots to settle. But they took those spots and wanted bigger spots. My people right now, the Shatta, they took on the end from our people, I'm talking about the end of the big take, 25 million acres of land by removing my people from here to Oklahoma. That was the last of their land, 25 million acres of land. And it was people that looked like me. What Andrew Jackson did was he appointed some Europeans. I want you to know how I'm here, brother. My grandfathers were a generation of chiefs. I come from a line of chiefs. I'm from a royal family of chiefs. What the Europeans did was took my people, took the women and the children, and some European that Andrew Jackson was friends with, appointed them as chiefs, left the original chiefs back here, took the white chief that he appointed, which into Oklahoma is, as you know today, as Indian Territory. Indian Territory was set up by mixed breeds, okay?
Yeah.
The people that signed the treaty was either non-native or mixed breed.
So you heard that, right? So when people talking about, oh, why y'all, if y'all they calling us pretendians, saying that we pretendians because we ain't on a reservation, because we ain't being recognized by the enemy. How did that sound? You ain't being recognized by your enemy, so that means you ain't legit. These niggas is crazy, man.
You will look into the older court records of Louisiana. You'll find my people there.
Up the Moroni River, it's very hard to get up there, and you can see all the footage he's getting. This is a native boy. There it says, one of the bushman's son. This is one of the chiefs. If we look at the tobacco, the old tobacco images of the Indians, right, with their feathers, copper-colored bodies, it's the same as we see here. But as you can see the footage, these are so-called Negroes, right? But as you can see, they're encountering different colored tribes along these rivers. So you can see this one has this tribe has longer hair. They let their hair grow, but they're copper-colored, almost the same as the other natives that are with him. Basically, almost the same skin. And
if you go in a dictionary, you'll find that martial means a Roman god of war. Who would want to identify with a Roman god of war? And especially when you look at the art defense system that all of you will have an equal chance to see in just a few minutes. Long before martial, a Roman god of war, and long before the Asian art defense system, the origin of all of that came right here in Kemet. It was called the Mantu. The Mantu art form was an African defense system.
Hey, you remember child Ashrock Kwesi, man? And he was been putting boots on the ground, man. The master teacher Ashrock Kwesi on the ancient Egyptian school, man. The student of Dr. Ben, R.I.P. Dr. Ben, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, the Mantu art form, we was talking about that with the Magi's and all that. Go check out that tape. This really that clip really wasn't supposed to be on this tape. It's supposed to be on another tape that I'm doing.
Okay, now that we have discussed the systematic, intentional, and government erasure of colored and dark-skinned indigenous people, I now want to start a series talking a little bit about the tribes that have been erased. And we're going to start with mine, okay? Okay, let's go. Okay, so very, very short backstory about how I figured out what my tribe was. I'm from Alabama. My uncle, who is in prison and has been in prison most of my life, taught me Swahili, and he taught me a whole bunch of stuff about indigenous stuff. And he always used to say that we were indigenous people and that our ancestors were the sand Bushman people, and etc. etc. Like, he gave me a whole bunch of knowledge and information that did not make sense when I was a kid, and I had to, for real, look through that shit and figure it out, right? So, if you know, you know, I am definitely an ancestral hoarder. Okay, all of the ancestral things that belong to my ancestors, I find I keep it. My grandma, my mom's mom, used to stay in her mother's house. You feel me? So every time I would go home to Birmingham, I would stop at my grandma's house and get more and more of the shit that's in there or that belongs to her dad or her mom or her sister, because the house was still set up like her parents lived there. Like, she ain't never changed shit about the house or whatever. So I used to always go back and get their things, right? One time, as you also know, I'm a fashion designer, and I've been into fashion all my life and shit. So when I had learned and taught myself how to sew and stuff, that's when I started taking my great grandma fashion stuff, or not fashion, you know what I'm saying, her sewing stuff and her sewing kits and her little sewing cookie tins and shit like that at the house, right? One time, maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, maybe about 2 years ago now. I looked in one of my grandma's sewing tins, y'all, and I found her address book, which is not unusual. I got a few other address books. But in this little handwritten address book, on the very last page on the back cover, she had a picture of the obituary of her grandfather. And her grandfather's name is Eskimo Rains. I was able to put all of the information, all of my folks' information into my ancestry.
The Yamasee were not a tribe. They were a nation.
You want all the smoke.
That's why the Siberians and Mongoloids be mad when we claim our indigenous culture.
Native Americans that are Siberian hate black folks.
Hey, my hands,
Everybody got a name that nigga. But all they don't understand that they're black Indians. I met in the casino. I met black Cree Indians. These dudes were hanging with me speaking Cree. I was like, what the fuck? They were like, oh no, we're Cree. They were speaking Cree. The Indians are black. Most of them are black. There's the Siberian ones that look Mexican-ish, who came from the Bering Strait. But then their dances, I just found this, that their dances are from the black folks. The shit they're doing, black Indians. Yeah, this shit is coming out, man.
Everyone that moved here, literally,
That's because they sent these people to Indian boarding school and trained them how to be like us, and then put them on the streets as knockoffs. They some knockoffs, man. Right? They the real pretendians. Why they trying to call us the pretendians? You know what I'm saying?
They gave Alabama its name, and we gave them nothing back.
The first great shock and disturbance in Egyptian history occurs in 7.
You have Mendel's law.
Go ahead.
I've been trying to tell y'all. I've been trying to show you.
Ellis Island, New York, January 1st, 1892. The arrival of the royal slaves, the albinos from the Caucasus Mountains.
This is 1903, Ellis Island, New York. The first arrival of the disease-infested undesirables was January 1st, 18.
Hey, so essentially everybody in England that was diseased or retard or some kind of malfunctioning, pretty much a genetical defect, which is a sin, which is really what sin really means, genetical defect. Right? Because you got like syndromes. They always put this syndrome or sin on the front of some type of defect. So sin technically means a defect. So all the defect people, they sent them over to America. And you wondering why our shit turned upside down? Because we've been dealing with retards and fucking criminals since the beginning. Yeah, we dealing with criminals, retards, deformed people in the mind. They deformed in the mind. You know what I'm saying? Mentally. They came up, a lot of them people were mentally deformed. They didn't look deformed, but their mind was off. They want to eat humans. They want to have sex with animals. You think somebody's mind ain't out with that type of ideology? They came over here hidden sheep from the back. Where you think syphilis come from? They come from them hidden sheep. When they first came over here in Plymouth Rock, it was all men and boys and men. It wasn't no girls with them. They didn't have a sheep and man. And you wonder why they tearing a sheep apart. You know, they catching all these cops and shit, making whoopee with their police dog. Yeah, they caught it used to be a cop, man. He chase us all around, man, down in our little town, man. Chase us around. Every time he see her, he pulling us over, trying to do something to her. And then come to find out, he got caught sleeping with the police dog. His wife caught him in the bed with with his own dog. And then not only that, when he got caught, she let him still stay with him. I said, man, she kind of crazy. And then he got caught again at another hole. He got fired from Minden, down there in Minden, Louisiana. First, he got fired from Houghton for racial discrimination. Then he went down and got caught and shot somebody and kicked a black boy in the back down in Minden, a real native in the back. They reclassified down there. And then he go over to Boulder, Louisiana, and they get caught with the police dog, man. Hey, I ain't make you go pull this shit up. His name Yetman. Yeah, Sergeant Yetman. Go pull him up, man. Boulder, Louisiana. Got caught with the police dog, man, getting booty. She caught him in the act of getting booty. And then look, the killing part about it is his wife said that she had told the people a couple times, but they didn't believe her. So she had to get him on tape. She didn't put hidden cameras up, caught him hitting the police dog from the back. I hope it wasn't no boy police dog, man. That's a cold, sick. That's what they are, though. That's who these people are, man, in the mind, in the head, you know. We're dealing with deformed people that came over, you know. They got caught in England getting booty with a sheep. They sent them over here. It's in the land of the free, where you can get booty with sheep, man. Nobody supposed to say nothing. At least that's what they thought. Hey, but we don't go for that over here, man. You can take that, they can take that, you know what I'm saying, that sheep and goat bestiality shit back to the caves. Man, you know what I'm saying? They was just 2 Thanksgivings ago getting booty with the turkeys, man. I ain't want to eat turkey no more after that. They getting booty. You ain't hear nothing about that. I got a shot on my Instagram about it. They getting booty with turkeys, ducks. I mean, that's who they are. And then these guys, they filming it. You can go pull the shit up, man. They filming this shit, man. Making pornos with horses and shit. And they came over here with that, man. We don't know nothing about none of that over here. You know what I'm saying? We had more women over here than men. Really still do. So, man, we just really brought you on tonight for you to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, step your game up. Man, we're going to be on Monday night. We bringing on some more guests, man. We're going to bring on a guy that's getting his name in the game instead of this game up. He got the platinum packages going on in the Big Chief clothing line, legendary Top Cat, man. We're going to have the one and only legendary Top Cat on Monday night, man, 8 o'clock, man. It's going to be an extravagant event. It's going to be church. Because both of us got the gab. So, man, it's going to go, man, it's going to go good. You know what I'm saying? What else I want to say, man? We need the female chiefs to start coming up and teaching, man. Like I say, shout out to Sister Empress V Indigenous. I'm gonna get her on. I'm gonna call her tomorrow and set that up and see when she want to do that. Cause she go in, man. She go hard. Shout out to Arisha, man. We be on Arisha every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. You want to tune in with us on Arisha at 9 o'clock on Tuesday nights. We got it cracking over there.
Man, you want to go check out them AIs we just put out on the Alabama tribes and Chief Tuscaloosa, big chief, man. All of our chiefs 7 foot tall. Seem like to me they didn't scoop all the chiefs up and put them in the NBA. And these 3-letter agencies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gonna be Tabernacle Church, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We gonna be running it back and forth, man, kicking it, man. We gonna really come out. You gotta come out to kick it with us on Monday, man. It's gonna be some real. We got the legendary Top Cat in the building, man. You gotta come out to kick it with us. What I was gonna say, man, free Malachi Z. York. Free Larry Hoover, free Jeff Ford, you heard me? Shout out all my Hoovers. Who in Hooverland, you heard me? Shout out my my C's and my B's. Shout out all my GDs. Shout out all my folk. Right? You know how we do it, man. Hey, shout out all the major cities in the building, man. Shout out Tallahassee, man. Yeah, man. We just keeping it player, man. Hey, look, we out, man. One love, one heart. We tearing the beast apart every day, man. We beating the beast every day. And like I said, the name of that tape that me and Top Cat gonna do on Monday is gonna be called "Putting Hands and Feet on the Oppressor" with the legendary Chief Top Cat, man. Put hands and feet on the oppressor with the legendary Chief. Hey, shout out Dallas, man. Triple D. Shout out H-Town. Shout out N.O. Shout out BR. You heard me? Shout out Miami. Shout out Chi-Town. Shout out Nacktown. Shout out Charlotte. Shout out Cleveland, man. And shout out Cleveland and Cincinnati, man. Them boys out there, man. Shout out them boys in LA. And in San Diego, man, that's looking out. Shout out them boys in London that's holding us down. Shout out them boys over in South Africa that's holding us down, man. Like I said, if you want to show us some love on the Cash App, we dropped it in the links. Stay tuned. Me and Roy probably gonna be back on Wednesday too, this week to drop, give you more updates on what's going on the land. So stay tuned, man. I got like 2 tapes coming out tomorrow. We go. I got the tape about Montezuma, from the shore halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, the Marine Creed, of how they set up this whole paradigm over here where they can keep robbing us, man. Yeah, shout out Oakland, man. You heard me? The Bay Area. All my Bay kids. Shout out all my Bay kids in the building. You heard me? The Bay Area, we the Bay Area. The Bay Area is for the Bay kids, Big Mama Bay kids. They you know, Amir means those who man the dock. Omir translated into Amaru, and then Amaru translated into Moor. So the Bay kids, the Moors, are the ones who man the dock. Man, so man, look, just keep beating the beast every day, man. With the truth, how you beat the beast? Keep telling the truth, man. You tell the truth, shame the devil, man. Tell that truth, shame that devil, man. So all you gotta do, if we want to beat these suckers, man, all we gotta do is tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Our tradition style. Our tradition. We do our tradition telling the truth, man. It's game over. Because once everybody know the truth, the false shit gotta go. And we out. Peace.
Never have it been made so clear.